Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulphur Blade. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks. So, in previous episodes, we have been getting up to the point to where we are now. We've test driven a lot of tanks. And it's become pretty apparent that the test drive facility has problems. It's a neat idea, but when the Mark 1 Mark 1, your least technologically advanced tank, performs the best on the test drive track, it really makes you feel like you're pointlessly spinning your wheels. The test drive track does not reinforce the idea that you are improving technologically. It only makes you feel like you're wasting your time. With that being said, I'm going to starting off all of these videos that I keep doing with the comment of, I absolutely hate the fact that they've removed the cinematic battles. I really, really want them back. That was maybe the big cool thing that got me hooked when I played the demo of this game, is seeing my tanks kick butt. Without that ability to just see my tanks kick butt, this game loses a lot of flavor. The test drive track just doesn't fill the void of watching the battles. It really doesn't. Preferably, I'd like to have the test drive and the battles. But, you know, if you're going to only do one of them, the battles are better. Because in the battles, I'm not driving the tank. I'm not feeling how sluggish it is or how horrible it is. I'm just watching to see if it blows up the other enemy tank or not. And if it blows up more enemy tanks than my tanks are blown up, 2 thumbs up. I've made a successful tank. But when I'm actually driving the tanks and I can feel that they don't feel more powerful, they actually feel weaker, but they have an engine that's supposedly 3 times more powerful, they weigh supposedly 2 times less, it doesn't make sense in my mind as to why the tank is performing so horribly on the track when the Mark 1 Mark 1 performs perfectly. It really hurts the immersion. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox, I'll jump back into the game and get back to actually playing it. Alright, so where are we at? Oh, we're finally at the good part of the game where we can start filling lots of contracts. So with that being said, we're going to go to the administration office here somewhere. How do I guess I'll have to go through it this way? We're gonna hire more workers. For now, I'm going to get 20. Why? Because I think that's all that I can get on a tank line. There's no reason to have more if I can't actually assign them to the task at hand. So with that being said, now that we're in the main portion of the game, we could probably start affording to build the cooler tanks. The ones that I want to use to drive my reputation higher, the tanks that so we're going to start manufacturing more expensive tanks, is kind of what I'm saying. And this, so far, I think is my favorite tank that I've created. I do like the LK2 Mark 1. But I think this JJAC Whippet LT is currently edged it out, right? And look, I was wrong about being able to put 450 people on. I can put 450 people on. Do I want to do that? I don't know. We'll try 350 for now. See how that goes. Huh? Yes, I want to build this. Yes, so what's the problem? We seem to be having an issue. Oh. We're building LK2 LTs. LK2 lights. That's what the issue is. Alright, I see what's going on. Well, we're just going to have to wait to build the JJAC Whip LTs as we're currently manufacturing the LK2 lights. That's fine. I like this tank too. It's a close second or third. Yeah. Right, new Army Corps introduced, yada yada. We are delivering tanks. Actually, we should be starting to order new resources. Okay, so I can order basically the equivalent of 17 JJAC Whip LTs. I don't think this is the efficient way of doing it. So what we're going to do is 9, 8, 3, 4. Yeah. And sign the order. And that's what we will routinely order from Africa is 9834. With an occasional trip to Oceania to get glass. Do we need to have the Engineering Bureau be doing anything? Have we recently test driven anything? Good question. You. Have we amended your problems? No, we haven't. That's what I thought. I thought there was a tank here that we kind of forgot about because we got all excited because Italy ordered something. And so we forgot about the JJAC Mark 5. Now we should probably go test drive it, because if we didn't amend its things, we likely didn't test drive it. Okay, Mark 5, let's give you an opportunity to show off how good you are going around the track. It feels pretty good. Not gonna lie. Gun depression, please. It's weird. This tank is so much bigger than other tanks, but yet it feels the way I expect a much smaller tank to feel. It feels incredibly fast and agile compared to, like, say, the Whippet that should be incredibly fast and agile. But this tank, this is what the Whippet should feel like. Alright, it's got a little bit of problem with gun depression, but boy, it drives nice. Through the trench like a champ. If I could have a real turret on this tank, it would be my new favorite. This thing drives so good. It's like a race car compared to all the rest of the tanks. Okay, the Mark 5 just earned itself a lot of love in my mind. Okay, resources are going to be late. Contract for 1 battalion complete. Excellent. So that's 2 contracts we just filled. So we're nice and flush with cash. New non-aggression treaty has been signed. Military campaign in Haraj between British Empire and Empire of Ethiopia has concluded. Actually, I want to look at that. I think we had tanks in that fight. Campaign in Northern Ireland. We're probably going to need to look at that too. Oh, it's not showing us the Haraj thing. Well, we'll jump in here. There's been some stuff going on, evidently. Marvelous performance. We got +2 fame out of this fight for the Mark II. Marvelous performance, +2 fame. Level of commander professional experience reflected in this bonus. Okay. Another +2. The Mark II is becoming a famous tank, it sounds like. News. Is there a way to... Not really. New trophy has appeared. Are we reverse engineering the trophy? I don't think we are. We need to get on that. Tracks, please. Thank you. Okay, we just produced 30 LK2 lights. Time to get some more tanks in. Want to get a different model in. I do want to build our this is what I consider our luxury tank. However, I also want to build the Mark 5 now. The Mark 5 is our most expensive tank. Yeah, easily our most expensive tank to date. But man, it's a good one. We're gonna go with 30 of these first. If we have the materials for 30. Okay. Sign. Between Portugal and France has started. Okay. Raw resources arriving shortly. And it's time to order more. Africa, 9,000, 8,000, 3,000, 4,000. Go. Is there any buildings we want? So I know we are pretty much full up on our warehouse. Okay. Our production hall, we actually have room for to do something on the production hall. Any of these things that would be useful? Quick reconfiguration of existing assembly lines in preparation for the production of new tank design. Retooling. Reduction of assembly line preparation time for new tank module production. Yeah, not sure what that really does. Cutting hall. Reduction of production costs due to available cutting machinery required for production of all tank components. Rolling hall. A lot of these things are gonna be very specific to the tank that you're producing. Because certain tanks you're gonna have certain equipment put in them, and some of these things might be more useful to one tank than the other. They're all very specialized towards a certain thing. Yeah, I'm not really impressed. I don't think we need to be spending more maintenance on a building that I'm not sure we need. And I pressed WASD and it took me into whatever that was. Administration. We have a fire station. What else do we got? Maintenance office. Cost of every building's monthly. This actually sounds like it would be useful. Lowers the risk of accidents and injuries for employees. Innovation engineering solution provided by the construction department helps in reducing the building time of your facilities. Reduction of construction time for all facilities. Oh, that just allows us to build buildings faster. But we've almost built all the buildings we need. If we were ever to have used this, it would have been in the beginning. So this is a pointless building at this point. Bank department. Provide you better terms on the bank loan. Cost of building and facilities improvements. Decreased by modern construction equipment. Reduces the cost for building buildings. Again, useful if we would have built it early. No longer useful. Professional lobbyist will help you increase your influence in numerous countries. This is cool, though I haven't seen this mechanic actually do anything yet. Bonus to influence points growth for all countries with non-zero players company reputation. I don't think this mechanic is working. The executive board will ensure that your instructions are carried out fast and accurately. Bonus to administrator perks. That might be useful. Not convinced, but it could be. Have we've got all 4 of the research labs. We've done absolutely nothing in the engineering bureau. Specialized bureau geared for all the projects related to the hull, to the turret, to the power, to the running gear. Primary weapons workshop, secondary weapons, reverse engine. To do construction analysis, opponent tank designs. Yeah, you know, I feel like our engineering stuff happens fast enough. Like we don't need to make it faster. Design bureau. Optimization. What is this? Reduction of resource cost. Reduction of resource cost of the design tank. That sounds very useful. Hey, we might have useful stuff here. What is this? Reduction of tank design process time. Reduction of man-hour cost of the design. That's useful. Reduction of defect severity. Minorly useful. Reduction of resource cost of the design tank. Reduction of man-hour. Yeah, actually, we've got some useful stuff here. I'm gonna go with this one first, since it does 2 things. And unpause. Italy in the tank race. Despite countless delays, the Fiat 2000 heavy tank has finally seen its first test today in front of the Italian officers. Inspired by studies of the Renault FT, it has many innovative features such as an enclosed engine, spacious interior, and turret-mounted 65mm gun. It is a hulking vehicle of more than 40,000 tons, yet trials have shown it as robust. It is doubtful that Italy, with mountain warfare a priority, and the state of their industry, will place an order. Regardless, it may become an inspiration for other countries. Okay. Okay, resources have come in from Africa. A new non-aggression pact has been signed. More resources. Africa. 9,000, 8,000, 3,000, 4,000. Order. Resources will be late, which is fine. We've almost got 60 ships in stock. 60 ships, 60 tanks. Yes, we're stocking up ships here. Okay, we have done the track. Now let's get back to the engineering line. No, reverse engineering line. What is that? Primary weapon. It is a unique looking weapon, is it? Engine. Okay, now over to engineering. I want to make that track. 443. Obviously, the rollers in France aren't very good. They're extremely heavy and perform pretty terribly. $955. Yeah, I think I'm preferable to these rollers here. Alright, the idler is 311. 312, 124, 212, 232. Huh. I'm thinking this Idler Mark3 agility, operational range, running gear. Fairly light, fairly cost effective. Idler Mark3 it is. 421 heavy. 323 554 553 554. Sprocket Mark 4 so far. Yeah, I like cross country. I really do. Weight is reasonable. Sprocket 4 it is. Okay, Schneider Mark 1. Sure, whatever. The name isn't that important, I suppose. We can obviously see what it is. These tracks just attribute-wise, they don't have a lot of attributes, do they? I'm still going to want to try them out to see how they perform. But then again, I feel like I keep trying to try stuff that works in the test drive. But who cares about the test drive, because the rest of the game doesn't care how something performed in the test drive. It probably cares about the stats more than anything, and this thing looks to be statistically horrible with only 97 attribute points. But then again, you know, I like to be able to design something that goes around the test track well, though, too. So we'll have the engineers work on that just to figure out and try those tracks on something and see how they perform. Okay, one thing we did learn about those tracks is that they didn't have any amazing parts in them that we would need to put into our old tracks, right? Because we pretty much replaced every track part in that track with parts from a different country. I guess the only question is the track itself. How does it perform? And to that end, do we want to throw it on something quick to see how it performs? Ah, the LK2 Lite is a that's the LK1 I'm thinking. You know, let's try a variant of the LK1. We now have this big honkin' engine that probably aren't in a lot of our tanks. Okay, and we're throwing this together just so that I can. The track's not here. We can't use it on this guy. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, what can we use those tracks on? Clear the... We don't want to do this design. Okay, if it doesn't work on the LK1, it probably won't work on the LK2. Whip it, maybe? Create a whip it? No. I guess we'll use the whip at 3. God, what engine? The Mark.7? Mark.7. Chart track is not available for this either. Okay. What about the old one? Probably not, with the fact that it needs that sponge in there. I'm thinking this isn't gonna work. Yep. Okay. It's the only other the Hornet. Mark 5. Light wagon, Whippet, Hornet. I can't use those tracks on anything. Have I finished designing them? Am I trying to use something that... No. I probably haven't even finished engineering them yet, have I? That's reverse engineering. No, I have engineered the tracks. So literally, I have nothing I can use those tracks on at the moment. Other than the tank hull here that it came with. Well, that's sad. I like to be able to mix and match parts. And it's sad that I can't use those tracks on anything. Okay, the JJAC Whip LT30 has been produced. So now we have the LK2 Light, the JJAC Whip LT. So two light versions of tanks. I think both of them are rather similar in role, if I remember right. Yeah, the LK1 is the one with the hard attack gun. These two are soft attack turrets. This is a cheaper version of this one. Okay, so of these guys here, we have the JJAC Whip LT is a more expensive luxury variant, and the LK2 LT is our economy variant of pretty much the same type of tank. So countries we don't like are going to get the cheap one, and countries we like are going to get the expensive one. So the JJAC Whip LT to countries we like, and the LK2 Light will be to countries we don't like. I mean, we like all countries because they give us money, but you know what I mean. We're going to have some bias towards certain countries, probably. And that's how we will do it. I just want to make sure that, yeah, the Whip LT is over 10K. It's got over 5,000 man hours. And this one is barely up to 8K at 4,500 man hours. This is the economy variant. Now, I could make these, which was originally what I was thinking about generating for the purposes of heart attack. But I want to build this. But this has no heart attack either. Actually, none of the tanks I've built so far have heart attack. I need a tank with heart attack. I think we need to build this guy to fill that role. Or we can go back to the Mark 1, or not Mark 1, but the Mark 2. The Mark 2 has heart attack, and it's developing a reputation. We could... But no, this little guy needs some love, right? This is really a nice tank. I do like it. Let's sell it to somebody. Assign. And we haven't had any tank orders here lately. And now that I said that, British Empire announces a new contract for 23 tanks. The British Empire General Staff has issued a bid for a new tank and accompanying supply contract to equip its army with the exploitation tank, which is not the tank we just queued up. That's fine. We've actually, both of our variants are exploitation tanks for the most part. So we're good to go for this contract. Contract center. This is Great Britain, so this is the home country. We should probably give them our best, and our best is the JJAC Whip LT. 543. They like it. What do they think of this one? Slightly worse. All right. But they like this one. What do they think of the other tanks for this? Really? This has the rolled homogeneous armor. This one has standard armor. That's the difference between the two of them. This one actually has standard armor. It doesn't have rolled homogeneous armor. I wonder if I should make a JJAC Whip LT HV. LT for light. What do you what's the abbreviation for something that's XL? A Whip XL with the rolled homogeneous armor might be something cool for the Brits. It's an idea for later down the road. We don't have this manufactured, so we're going with this guy. And we have 30 done. We should probably view our competitors' offers. Or we can assume that they're going to be around 400 and save ourselves $86,000. No, we'll buy the Insight. 423. Yeah, if I would have went with 400, I might have actually ended up losing this. Okay, 423. Somewhere around there. $424. That will be that. So we have a month and 18 days to get these 30 tanks there. We can do that fine. Gonna make a fairly decent profit. Let's send it. This is gonna be the first order of the JJAC Whip LT to go out into the field. I'm kind of excited about it. Okay, contract offer accepted by the British Empire. Okay, let's get them sent out. That delivery will be probably more than fine. The only cheaper delivery is not able to handle 30 tanks. Speaking of which, tank battles. Anything our tanks are in? Just the one at the top. And the Mark II is evidently continuing to make a name for itself. When's the last time we checked? Did we check on this one? Boy, they really like... They're really liking the Mark II. Recon evidently didn't work so well. The tank's lamentable performance in terms of mobility proved disastrous. Its sluggish movement hindered our ability to seize the opportunity. This actually gives me an idea. Maybe we should consider putting together a Mark III of the old original hull. It's likely we could probably put together an even better original hull than the Mark II is at this point. Switzerland has been occupied. France has destroyed Switzerland, huh? Alright, we have resources coming in. Africa, 9, 8, 3, and 4. Battle of Ailsun ends. Whoa, Research Bureau is doing nothing. How long has that been happening? Right. Let's get this combo sponsored. It's going to take a few days. Between Italy. I wonder if our tanks are in that. Your tanks are not deployed. Our tanks are deployed here. The Mark IIs are going up against the Ethiopians with artillery and infantry support. I have a feeling the Ethiopians are in trouble. Contract for the 11th Battalion completed. The JJAC Whip LT has been delivered. There was much rejoicing. Battle of Milk between Austro-Hungary and Hungary Empire and Romania has concluded. We've reversed engineered the Schneider 4-cylinder. Not what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to go back to the reverse engineering, right? Let's go for the hull. And then we will engineer that engine, if not only to see if it's got any parts that we don't replace. So if we replace all the parts of this engine, it's likely this engine is not as good as, like, say, the Daimler 4 Mark7, for instance. Or we could be wrong about that, but we'll check it out. (1114). Okay, I think we're gonna go with these side brakes here. Flywheel 1111. Carburetor 222. Now, the German carburetor is better. The German carburetor has always been better. Okay, radiator. Crew comfort, which we don't care about crew comfort. We're not in the business of making the crew comfortable. 4, 2, 3, 5. Two, 3, 3, 7, 2, 2, 3, 7. This one is better than that one, except weight-wise and material-wise. I think this is the king of them all. 4 obstacle slope. Slightly less operating range, slightly less crew comfort, but more obstacle slope. It's an interesting looking radiator, isn't it? It's huge. Okay, transmission. 3, 5, 5, 4. I don't think we've found anything that has beaten the German transmission up until now. Well, even now. Yeah, the German transmission reigns mostly supreme. There is this transmission Mark3 that's heavy. It gives a little bit more balanced approach here. But this German one gives so much more cross-country speed and road speed. And it's lighter. We pretty much always end up going with the German transmission, it seems like. I don't see anything that was originally French on this engine. Alright, when this is all said and done, it's going to weigh 3,000 pounds and have 150 attribute score. I guess maybe we should be comparing it statistically. What do we got here? We don't care about protection. Well, actually, we might actually care about these things. $12, $18, $21, $11. 12, 18, 21, 11. So it's better in agility, but worse in those three slats. 16, 10, 5. Obstacle step height, it's better. Trench width, it's better. Operational range, it's better. So there's actually an argument that could be made here. Wait. 16, 10, 5. 10 and 5 is less than 11 and 7. So obstacle step height is the one thing it's better at. 22 compared to 24. Crew comfort 14. Crew comfort 21. Power 11. Power 12. 11 to 10. Mark 7 seems to be still seems to be superior in most regards. Seems to be a halfway decent engine, though. I think it's kind of hard to beat that one engine. New Army Corps introduced, the German Empire has ushered in yada yada, and etc. etc. New resources have arrived. Let's get some resources coming. From Africa. Yes. 9,000. 8,000. 3,000. 4,000. Good to go. Marvelous. Stupendous. New tank type adopted. Nest Buster in the Netherlands. Okay, JJAC has been finished. So we have a hard attack tank. We have a light attack tank. Are we gonna show the Mark 5 some love? Or are we going to continue to try to push our JJAC Whip LT. I mean, the Mark 5 is an expensive tank. It's not going to be good for our bottom line, but I think we want to give it a little bit of love. It's a great tank. All right. It's going to be an expensive tank too. New tank type adopted. German Empire wants an assault tank. I don't necessarily think we have a true assault tank yet. Resources have arrived. Let's order more. I'm sure the Mark 5 likely chewed up our resources a bit. Let's just take a look at how much resources a Mark 5 uses. So last time we checked, we could get like 17 JJAC whiplets, I think we tested it off with the JJAC whiplet. Only 13 Mark 5s, so it is and it's even heavier on the medium carbon. Slightly lighter on the rubber, and higher on the high carbon. We're gonna put a little bit more on the medium carbon to make up for what we just spent on that. Give me 1 second, guys. I have a knock on my door. I'll be right back. Alright, folks, sorry about that. And I am back. We are We've ordered. We're good. We will unpause. New tank type adopted. Spain likes the Fusillade tank. Not exactly sure what a Fusillade tank is, but interesting. Right, new non-aggression treaty has been signed between Liberia and Denmark. Functionality department. We've evidently built some buildings here in the background that I can't seem to see what they are. Whatever that was, it's been built. And do we have any contracts? Nope, no contract offers. Okay, we're getting close to having 3 orders in storage. New resources have arrived. And we will go ahead and order some more. 9,000, 8,000, 3,000, 4,000. There we go. We're reverse engineering, we're studying that. Military campaign in Transylvania between Austro-Hungary Empire and Romania has concluded. The alliance treaty has been signed. Resources from... oh, whoops. We ordered from Oceania. My bad. It's fine, though. Okay, we reverse engineered the Schneider. No, I want to go to reverse engineering. There we go. The weapon... yeah, the weapon looks unique. Let's reverse that thing. It's going to take 30 days, is it? Okay. With that being said, let's jump over to the engineering. And are we going to engineer this? We are. Shell stowage. Yes. Comms 443 crew awareness versus operating range. Crew awareness. Internal communications. Hull hatch 321 441 831 731. Or actually 732. 3. What's this 2? Top ricochet. This is crew safety. This is top thickness. Slightly less top thickness for more ricochet. Plus this is good on weight. We're gonna go with this one. Hull hatch Mark2. Okay, hull door, Hodor, okay, 451, 1175. That one looks way better. Does anyone even come close to competing with the German door? 1041, no. German door all the way. We have sights, which is the same thing, it's just a different appearance. Or that. Let's go with the telescopic one. Wrought iron or RHA steel. I'm gonna go RHA steel. Bolted assembly. Okay, German bolted assembly, or not German, but French bolted assembly. How does it compare? Well, it's the same as the German, but we tend to use the British because we prefer the crew safety and the cheapness. Vision port 333 566. I don't think it's a question. I think the German vision port wins all the way around. Ammo storage. And fuel storage. We have maxed this hull out with stuff. Let's go ahead and assign it. There it goes. I have no idea if we're actually going to ever manufacture this thing, but we will give it a test drive. We might have to make it with its own tracks first before we try other tracks. It might not even use any of the other tracks. Its own tracks may be the only tracks that work on this thing. We'll find out soon. British Empire General Staff has issued a bid for a new tank. This is a new contract. A Vanguard tank. A Vanguard tank? The Brits want a Vanguard tank? They're throwing me for a loop here. How far away are we from having the... Well, the Mark 5 probably doesn't work as a Vanguard tank. Alright, let's see what we what we can do. Firepower hard is probably, and protection. You know, I think the LK1, where is it? The LK1. We've manufactured this, right? Yeah. This should work. 357. Yeah, the Mark 5 doesn't seem to work for them. I'm assuming the Mark 2 will. Yeah, Mark 2 is... They're bonkers and ecstatic over it. But right now I don't have the Mark 2 made. But I do have the LK1. That's what we're going to have to try to win this contract with, is the LK1, because we don't have any Mark 2s produced. Alright, what are our competitors' offers? Damn, this is getting expensive. The Hector Mark 4, huh? 421. This is going to be a tough one to win. We already have them built, though, so that's a good thing. Or 21. Well, I don't think we can mess with the price at all. We can ever so slightly. And we have 30 of these. It's gonna have to do it. So honestly, this does have firepower hard. And if I remember right, it had rolled homogeneous armor, so it shouldn't be this bad in protection. It's okay in repairability. Alright, we're gonna send it. New alliance treaty has been signed. Contract offer accepted by the British Empire. Promise 26 tanks. Didn't I promise 30? Okay, 1. Acquired by contract 30. Needs to be there by 5:31. This is 4:21. We have over a month. We're good. We are good. Okay, and we are almost finishing off the Mark 5. We may regret building the Mark 5s. I'm not sure they're gonna be suitable for any contracts. Surely they must be suitable for something. Alright, now then we have resources coming in. What are we going to throw on the assembly line this time? The LK2 Light is our export variety of our machine gun tank. The Mark 5 is a machine gun tank that's heavier. So we've got 2 machine gun tanks. We need something with heart attack. We just sold this guy. I think it's the good old Mark II's turn to go onto the line. After all, it's our most famous tank. Oh, look at the Mark 1. Poor thing. Mark 1's suffering. Mark 2 is not, though. So let's toss some Mark 2s in. And I do want to create a Mark 3. Huh? What's this about? Okay, Battle of Mao between the German Empire and France is concluded. Okay, resources have arrived, and of course we're going to order more. We're going to order them from Africa. 3,000, 4,000, go. And I think we're gonna wrap things up here. So we're at 1.59 million. We have a delivery of JJAC LK1s going to the Brits. How have our tanks fought lately? Have they been fighting in anything? The Shiwa campaign here has seen our Mark II perform. And again, the Mark II is performing well, according to the commanders. So the Mark II is starting to become a famous tank. Otherwise, that's about it, guys. So we will come back to this series soon. But for right now, we're going to wrap it up here. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button. Consider subscribing. And until the next time, all peace.